Hey guys, back with another video. Today I am on the Waupaca chain of lakes. I'm putting in on Minor Lake. The day pass for all of Waupaca County, at least on this chain, is $5 for the day pass. I'm going to get the ski launched and I'll be back with you. It's interesting. Notice how there is not a dock here on this launch. No big deal. You know, of all the lakes in Wisconsin, this is probably the one, at least the dozen or so that my family and I go to, this is probably our favorite as far as the water. This water is just beautiful on this chain. It's spring fed. And so, you know, you'll get areas that are just crystal clear and other areas that are a beautiful blue. This lake that I put in here is called Minor Lake. This chain has several slow no wake lakes. Minor Lake is slow no wake. And then the next one over is called Dake Lake. That one is also slow no wake. And I'll just kind of, as we go through the different lakes, I'll tell you where I am and just kind of navigate you through this chain. This chain gets extremely busy on the weekends. There's not as much water as the Legend Lake chain, which I did a video on a couple of weeks ago. So definitely check out the Legend Lake chain. You know, one of the big things that I like, each lake has pros and cons, right? So I would say the pros of the Waupaca chain is the beauty of the water. Like, it changes. Every lake seems to be just like a little bit different, and it's really cool. Also, the Waupaca chain is that they have two pretty good restaurants on the lake. One of them is called Indian Casino Crossing, or ICC. It's been around a long time, and I have been there I don't know, 3 or 4 times, and they have a really good burger. So my plan is to stop there for dinner. And there's one more restaurant on the other side. I forget what the name is. We'll go by that one as well. So we're going to start out here in Minor Lake, and we're just going to kind of make our way through the entire chain, and I'll kind of narrate as we go. The time today is about 1:20. The high today is going to be 79, but it's not going to be 79 until about 4 p.m. Pretty beautiful day for early September in Wisconsin. The kids are all back in school, and this is the week after Labor Day, so I'm expecting there not to be many boats on the water today. There's one in this lake right now, which, again, these slow no wake lakes they're not very busy. Not a lot of boats come back here. This separates 2 lakes from a really cool channel that I'm excited to take you through. And it's a channel that can only fit 1 boat. So what we have to do is you wait on one side of the channel. You can see across the entire thing. So you can see a boat coming, and it's single file through this channel, and you gotta wait your turn. So we'll see if we have to wait today. No big deal if we do. I have plenty of time. Like I said, I'm going to eat dinner out here, so I'll be spending a lot of time out on the water today. Alright, so while I finish up this no-wake lake, I just want to give a really quick financial tip this time. If you don't do any sort of budgeting, if you're early in your career, young, raising a family, and you don't do any sort of budgeting for yourself, that's an important thing to learn. Again, I'm a CPA, and I'm halfway through my career. I think it's very important for the younger generation to get an understanding of their money and what they're spending on. Not to change your spending habits unless you need to, but it can be a pretty eye-opening experience. unique feature of this Waupaca chain. Take a look at the water. This water is really clear. I'd say it's, 5 feet deep. It's not very deep. You can see all the way to the bottom. And there aren't a lot of rocks on the bottom. So zebra mussels, at least in my experience, are not an issue on this lake. It's pretty clean. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to go over to the left. We're going to go into one of the bigger lakes in this chain. It's called Long Lake. It is long and clean, and that's one of the popular lakes that water skiers like to go to around. It also has one of the most popular sandbars that I will show you. I'll stop for quite a while and show you where that is. I'm on the far side of Long Lake. This is one of the most popular sandbars on this lake and the whole chain. It's really nice sand and it goes for a long way. So this gets very, very busy on the weekends, but this is an awesome sandbar. So if you ever come to this chain, this is the place to hang out. I'm gonna stop here for quite a while. Just enjoy the day. Sorry I'm out of breath. Huh? Not on this thing. Sandbar, meeting some really nice people, probably the past, 2 hours or so. It's been fun. What I'm going to do now is kind of go back up through the channel and make my way to the other side of the chain. So let's do it. Alright, so this channel I'm going through is going to take me back to the middle lake. There is a boat landing up on this lake here. It's called Columbia Boat Landing. That's usually where I put in. As you saw today, the landing that I put in on Minor Lake didn't have a dock at all, which is very weird. But Columbia does have a dock. So I'll kind of zoom in on that boat landing. I would actually prefer and recommend the Columbia Boat Landing over the Minor Lake Boat Landing. So I'll show you where that is. Alright, we are back in the middle lake. What I'm going to do is, and this is a little short trek, I'm just going to go across the lake into the next Lono Lake, and that'll take us to the rest of the chain. So, as I came through before, so that way that goes back through that little channel, goes back to Dake Lake and Minor Lake where I put in. This channel then goes off to the east side of Waupaca chain, so that's where we're going now. Place gets really busy on the weekends, just like any other place in this chain. I mentioned before, all the lakes get busy. But they have docks that you can pull your boat right up, and they have little like planks that you can pull your boat up to. I think later when I come here, I'm just going to pull up on one of these planks and then go in and eat. They have some great outdoor seating, and they have live music. They say all weekends, every weekend. So I haven't been here on the weekend to know what kind of music they like, but if you're in the area and you're interested, look them up. Alright, so as you get out of this under this bridge, on the left-hand side there's a public park that people come to, and there's a nice little beach that they can go out. This water on this lake is very cloudy, but it's really beautiful. On the right hand side, this is the only commercial marina on the chain. They do have a gas stock. This is another boat landing on the lake. They do charge a premium over some of the public boat landings, which is they charge $15 per day. It's a little more than I'd like to spend. So whenever possible, I try to put in at the Columbia boat landing versus paying more for that, which it is a really nice. It is a really nice marina. It is a nice boat landing, but it is $10 more for just the day. You know, it's interesting, the water in this area. So this is like a natural spring area, so the water's like always a little cloudy. But it's really beautiful and clean. So that's one thing that I really like about the Waupaca chain. It's just the water seems very clean. This next lake that we're coming up to is also a wake lake. It is one of the three wake lakes in this entire chain. And as you can see, this lake is smaller than Long Lake. So when water skiers and boaters come in here, they're kind of doing a circle and just playing follow the leader. I don't recall if the circle is clockwise or counterclockwise, but today there isn't much activity. It's the middle of the week. So what I'm going to do is just kind of go out here and play a little bit. Alright, see how this goes. Get it. You know, as I mentioned before, each lake has their own sort of unique characteristic. The lake that we're going into is called Lake McCrossen. This is a no-wake lake, and this lake is incredibly clear and is very deep. It's 45 feet deep, and it is so nice. My family loves coming here just because of how clear it is. You put a mask on and you can see for a long ways, and you can't see the bottom. It's 45 feet deep. You can see a long ways underwater, so it's a really cool, clear lake. Alright, the lake I'm coming into now is called Rainbow Lake. This is another fast lake. It's broken up into two different parts. So you have the central part that you can go fast, you can create a lake, and then there's two islands that you go around, and it's all slow, no wake. So I'm going to take you to the North Island first, and we'll go around that island, and I'll show you another popular sandbar on this chain. The island is some good sand. So right here is probably 3 feet deep. It's very shallow, and then once you get up there closer to the island, there's good sand. Now it's pretty cool. This island houses a local camp. I forget what the name is, but they're running camps all summer long for kids. It's pretty cool. Yeah, this is really nice sand up here. There aren't any rocks in the sand. It's really nice. I'm just gonna keep going around. Overall, this is a great place to spend time. You can see up on this corner, there's a bunch of boats up there. This is the other, probably most popular sandbar on this day. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull up here for just a little while. I'm going to go through and down the channel, and we're going to go over to the most eastern lake, which is called Taylor Lake. As I mentioned before, the North Island has a camp for kids. You can see over here, here's all the main camp activities. I don't know what they all do, but it looks like a lot of fun. This camp is called Camp Onaway, Boys and Girls Brigade since 1900. We build leaders. Looks like there's a sandbar up here to the left. So around each of these islands has their own little sandbar. I've never been to this one, but it looks like people are relaxing with their little lawn chairs right in the water. Looks amazing. This is the channel into Taylor Lake. This whole lake is slow no wake. And it looks like there's a channel up here. I've never been able to get up to this lake with my boat before, but I'm going to see how far I can get up with this wave runner. Alright, looks like this pontoon's pulling out here. Pretty shallow up there?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
We'll check it out. Yeah. Alright, so this channel takes us up to Otter Lake. Like I said, I've never been up here with my boat before, so I have no idea how shallow or what this water looks like. It looks like that pontoon burked this channel up a little bit. We will see how far I get and see what this looks like up here. Maybe there's some cottages. I don't know. We'll find out together. Oh boy. There's a tiny channel that goes through there. I have to try it. Oh. We will see. We'll check it out and see what's back here. See if I can even get back here. These lily pads are covering the entrance, so I'm going to take this very slow and abort if it gets way too shallow. Alright, let's see what this is. Alright, yeah, this is a little... Ooh, that's a nice turtle on the water. Okay, this is a little crazy for me. Yep, totally. My intake is full. Well, this is gonna be fun. This is all part of exploring, right? Back in Otter Lake, got all those weeds out of my intake grate. There is a lot more back here than I thought there was. I feel like on Google Maps, this looks like a much smaller area than it really is. There are quite a bit of cottages back here. Pleasantly surprised. It is so peaceful back here on Otter Lake. It looks like here is another public boat landing. I've never used this boat landing, so it's good to check it out. Looks like this is called... I don't know what the name of this is, but it has a nice long dock. And it's nice and steep for bigger boats. As you can see, this pontoon pulled out just fine. So bigger boats, looks like this is the launch to launch in. A restaurant called Clearwater Harbor over here, and this is where the ferry takes off. So if you want, you can buy a ticket to ride a ferry which takes you through the chain. It's an old school ferry with a wheel on the back that pushes the water. This is also a place where you can rent paddleboards and kayaks, which is great for this lake because this lake again is slow, no wake. And this is also a place that you can rent pontoons. So I have seen pontoons rented from this area, from this lake, that are holding a lot of people. I don't know if they have any restrictions on the number of people. I would imagine that they do, but I have seen pontoons that have been full of people. 14, 15, 16 plus people. There's been a lot. So if you're looking for an opportunity to get on the Waupaca chain and experience this yourself, renting a pontoon might be great for you and your family, or you and your friends. I've heard really good things about this restaurant, Clearwater Harbor. I've never eaten here myself. So we'll just pull up and see what these docks are like for you. And then since this is the last lake in the chain, I'm going to start making my way back, and I'm going to eat at Indian Casino Crossing. I love their smash burger over there. As you can see, these are nice long docks for you to just pull your boat up to and dock and have a great meal. Over to the left, those are the pontoons that you can rent to take on the chain. There's actually a sign over here that I'm going to show you. This rental place is called Adventure Outfitters. Water rentals, pontoon boats, kayaks, paddle boards, and Maui mats. Both of these restaurants in Waupaca have dock service. You can pull your boat right up to the dock, and a waitress will come out and serve you. You can see there's a waitress walking out on the dock right there. It's pretty neat. Different way to dine. Here's the ferry that you can buy a ticket for and ride through the Waupaca chain. Looks pretty cool. I am finished with Taylor Lake. I'm going to make my way back over to ICC and have some dinner. Here I am, leaving the channel of McCrossen Lake. Now I'm into the fast lake here, the little fast lake that I talked about. How they go fast and kind of go in circles. I'm gonna see if there's any weeds left in my intake from Otter Lake. Let's see if I can get my full speed, or if I need to jump in and clean it out again. see for shorts. Again, this has been around for a very long time. We have some great indoor seating that you can see in the open air, and they have some good outdoor seating as well. What I'm going to do is just kind of pull into one of these spots and walk these planks in. Now, if I remember correctly, they have some nice sand. Shouldn't be that big of a deal for the ski. Yep. McCrossen Casino. This place is awesome. I ordered the Wanna Smash Burger. I get it every time. I should try something new, but it's so good. It's a double smash burger with bacon and a special sauce. It is so good. It is 7:10, so the time of dusk tonight is about 7:50, so I'm going to make my way back through, this is Columbia Lake, and I have to get back through the channel, and that will take me to Dake Lake, and then Minor Lake, where I put in the ski today.